Live from Concordia, it's Concordia Public Radio, WCPR. I'm here with the Stone Brigade, who fought in the first Battle of Winter Rose, which is the first war of everyone against the AWE. I'm not sure what they're going to call it yet, but we'll see. So why don't you all go and introduce yourself? We'll start with Flycaster and work our way down to Beastly Brock.
Right. I'm going first. I'm Flycaster or Phelan Lancaster, depending on which way you want to go. I am the lawman or dread warden of Varntorm, and also the media man of the VBC, Varn Broadcasting Corporation. Yes, I'm promoting that. Haha. I think that's about it. Yeah.
Well, as far as I know, we're not competing, so you can put all you want.
Haha.
Yeah, we'll do Bread next.
Hey, I'm an overlord of the swarm. I just came here because I live in Eros. I helped lead the horses.
Yes, you did. Until they all died.
This guy.
One of our
Until they all died.
One
It
of our
was so
allies
much
killed.
fun.
One of
Our
our
own
fucking
allies were splashing health pots down.
It was really weird.
Oh, I dropped my phone. Barely killing all of the horses. It was great.
Yep, I love it. Tater.
Hi, I'm Tater. I came to find this war as a part of the Meow Neatilian, which is like part of Nazarin. But I'm also part of Vantorum and have links to Eros. So yeah.
And we'll finally go the man, the myth, the legend, Beastly Brock.
Hi, I'm the former Grand Valar of the Volpirium Empire. I'm the reason this war started. The fiance to Queen of Eros, Coco. Grandfather of Zakmak, the leader of Valyria. That's me.
Oh, fun. All right, and I guess I'll go last. I am, of course, your host, Tim.
I've got a few connections to this war.
Okay, so yeah, I'll go last. I'm, of course, your host, Tim Desmond, and I'm happy to have you all here today. So, we will start with the elephant in the room. Brock, you want to tell us how you started the war?
That's a good way to start off this interview. How did you do this?
It's a little.
Yeah, Brock.
There's a lot. There's a lot to it. Obviously, it goes back to the former Saronan Empire of the Volpirium.
Right.
I formed that nation and I led it for a long time, right up until its downfall during the Furry War. And my reputation was completely destroyed.
Wait a minute, that was you?
That's me. I'm the one that formed the Volpirium. I led the Volpirium through everything, right up until pretty much the end.
Holy hell!
I passed it to Zakmak, who then passed it on to Marble, who then split between Batu, Volpinia, Eros. So it changed hands a couple of times after I left. But the war, there was a downfall after the war. So my reputation has been ruined from that war. The propaganda machine of the USSE ruined everything. It destroyed the whole community and half of the continent. And Batu managed to get their hands. AWE managed to get their hands on Batu, which is the northernmost of West Sarona.
Yeah, just
and that's where we were fighting in Proceed. Proceed used to be one of the towns under Volpirium, even today, that we fought in. So they had their hands on this, and they're after me because of who I am, who I was. I come back after some time, plan to get married with Coco, the Queen of Eros, which was another former duchy of Volpirium. And I was still in a lot of the claims in the former Volpirium. One of those being Earnside. And a lot of my friends that used to live in Earnside still had stuff there, including my in-game daughter May, who was the owner of Earnside. So I looted that city. I took all the materials that they had gathered. All my friends had spent their entire Minecraft careers gathering, and I took those materials before the AWE popped their claim and took them for themselves. They found out about this and declared war on Eros, demanding an apology from me and Eros. And you've seen the first battle, so that's
Yeah,
you've mostly caught up.
We were there.
I was.
Yeah.
I killed absolutely nobody, and I probably died more times than anyone else did.
Oh, yeah.
I'm ass at PvP, I will say. But so now that we're I guess all caught up, how would you guys say this like collectively? How would you say this first battle went? I would say, how do you think the AWE is going to feel about this?
I think it could have
Say
gone
we,
better,
we did pretty good.
but yeah,
Like
it was good.
If we would have known,
sorry,
if we would have known in the first half that they were not actually going to attack us, they probably would have gone to the actual claim and started capping earlier, so we would have had more time to get more points, and we would have completely destroyed them in this war.
Yeah, there was a lot of confusion.
Our
Because they
defensive
had
literally
a great
just
idea.
our defensive literally just became the offensive right there. Like that was literally how you could describe what happened there.
No,
Our
it was
strong brigade was quite literally wandering around the entire claim, trying to find any and everyone we could, but there was
Yeah.
nobody there.
the first few deaths were like by this invis guy using a compass with sharpness 69.
Oh, I was slaughtered instantly,
Yeah.
and my horse, my
A
poor
lot of
bone
people died in
horse.
I would have kept that horse if it survived, but no, one of our allies had to kill it.
Of course, our allies had to freaking throw.
I've seen a lot of defensive wars. Obviously, the last Saronin war that we had that tore apart Manzig, we had 3 battles there. The first 2 battles we lost. They were ties. The third battle was a loss, but still we didn't lose anything. We still had the claim. It was just technically one of the losses that were required.
Right.
Defensive, but most battles kind of go like this, where it's a tie. The only thing we would have gotten if we had a 1 was points towards claiming proceed, which would have helped the long run in the war of reclaiming Serona. But as far as battles go, that's generally how they are. A tie is basically a win for the defenders. We don't lose anything, and I'm sure their morale is beat after seeing hundreds of players show up to a war like that. I don't know if you guys saw more than 2 or 3 attackers at once, but they were always surrounded by like 20 attackers. So defenders.
Like honestly, when you mention that, like how demoralized they can be at this point, you can actually like think about like they were very desperate if they decided to use like an entire compass that literally just killed you in like 2 shots. Like
yeah, to actively cheat in order to have a slightly higher chance to win. It's
also
pretty
the sheer fact that also the people there that were banned permanently as well, that's going to be a big hit to them as well. Just knowing that their players like have just like been sliced out of life at that point from the server. So
they started this war thinking that they would have the Hands, the mercenary group of the Hands. They thought it was going to be a landslide because they had the Hands. And after the ticket was made, the Hands got Reign of Terror. So they can no longer join aggressive wars like this. And they lost majority of their army. And because the Hands were Reign of Terror, some of them joined the fight, got banned because that's what they were here for. That's what they enjoyed in Stoneworks. And what's the point of playing if they were Reign of Terror?
Yeah.
We came here to enjoy a good war at this point. That's something you don't really often say, but you know.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all the Stonebridge the entire time. We're laughing.
You're not a mercenary group unless you enjoy war.
Like, we were literally laughing at the fact that I got to play a fucking trumpet down in the just like down while we were doing the cavalry charge. It was just brilliant at that point. But we ended up realizing we were charging nowhere at first.
Yeah,
So-
we were just wandering.
because we saw a whole group of soldiers like passing by us, and we were like thinking, do we follow them? Do we not? So I just thought to
Yeah, it was
myself,
very
Just wandering aimlessly.
yeah, I just
Yeah.
thought to myself, okay, we'll just play the trumpet and we'll just go forward, and everyone followed me at the same time with Wispo, and it was just brilliant. We were all laughing at the beginning and having a good time. So
yeah.
and
The whole thing was fun.
We
We were-
definitely had.
We were having
Yeah.
fun the entire time. There was not a
Oh, for
point
sure.
where
Yeah.
we were not
There
having
was,
fun.
I was like, you guys couldn't hear me because I wasn't one of the captains, but I was like laughing at just the whole thing. It was really
Yeah.
funny.
We had so much fun. I can't even. First war that I've ever participated in, and
Oh, same.
by far
Same.
the best war I've ever
Yeah.
participated in.
Oh my god,
I-
to see us just annihilate the AWE.
Yeah.
It
And
was
the
so
fact
fun.
that-
Cathartic.
Wispo got 2 kills with a stone sword
Yes!
wearing no
Yeah.
armor was crazy.
Fuck yeah!
It's brilliant, honestly.
We
It
had
was-
a
yes.
bet going on. Whoever got the first kill was going to get 100k.
Yeah,
Of course,
Wispo got
Wispo's not
2, like,
getting
in a row.
100k. He's getting 90 because he was going to put in 10k. But
he got 2 in a row. He got
Yeah,
2
he
kills in a
did.
row.
it was beautiful.
It was gorgeous. He is
Honestly, you can understand now how demoralized it can be when getting killed by a stone sword.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
we gotta go.
The
We
fact-
gotta go back and get those screenshots
yeah.
for him.
And,
We-
and
we-
the
we
fact
got
that
him.
what was it called? The name of the sword was
The name of the sword is an AWE droid died by a stone sword. All of these swords have like sharpness 1 on them. That's
yeah.
it.
They're like, yeah.
If you're lucky, you'll have a
Brad, you're
knockback
carrying one.
as
You're
well.
holding
I
one,
am.
right?
I am. I'm carrying a stone sword and the armor that I used in the war.
We
Oh, yeah.
went. They just
there
went
were-
in with leather armor and a stone sword with sharpness 1. We
We had a few dogs, but the dogs died pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Usually to
There was a point
your
where
own
It's
forces.
bad.
There was a point where I forgot the name of the claim that we were supposed to get the stone swords at, which was Drakai, and I
Yeah.
completely forgot. And so I just decided, fuck it, and I ran in just like fists out, beating the shit out of people.
Yeah.
That's what I did
I had.
as well.
I made sure I had it copy and pasted because I was not gonna remember that name.
Yeah, yeah. You'd think it'd be like DRA, but it was DRE. It was weird. But yeah, the whole Stone Brigade thing was a lot of fun. It was very like very lighthearted. Like the stakes were low for us.
Yeah.
It was
Of course.
like they were obviously high. I mean, if
Yeah.
especially for people from Sarukan like me. I mean, if the AWE manages to take any of our territory, our cities are gone. Like they want us dead. Rage is fucking pissed. That's a thing.
I love
That's
how
pretty
they
funny.
had to mute global after the war.
Oh yeah, that was
That
really
was
so fast.
hilarious.
And
Yeah.
they put minute timer in L10 discussions too.
Lovely.
Oh man.
How AWE was also saying they won, but it was a draw, but we won 20-10,
Yeah,
which was
it was legally a draw. The gods decreed that it was a draw, but we won 20-10, and that's
beautiful.
even even if it has been claimed as a draw, it does feel like that we are literally at a victory in this battle.
As
Exactly.
Rob said earlier,
Oh, we're a
it-
big
draw
advantage.
is
it is
one
a
of the
big
best things
advantage.
you can get as a
Well,
defender.
yeah. There was a lot of confusion at first. I noticed. Like I remember the war ended. Everyone was like, "Yeah, we got this in the bag," and then the war ended. And we all got the notification. You guys lost. The fuck, like.
We lost to Winterrose. That was the thing. It said
Yeah.
we lost to Winterrose.
Like
Yeah, it was a draw.
we
it was-
saw the notification. We're thinking to ourselves, "Excuse me, we did fucking great. Thank you very much."
Yeah. No,
No,
it's
I had to go ask Coley, like, what's going on? Did we win? Did we do good? And
yeah.
he was
There
saying
was
that yes, the Stone Brigade did awesome.
Yeah,
Yes!
like better than
That's
everyone.
exactly what you're
Compared
looking
to what
for.
he thought was gonna happen, we did amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
No, we like actually like we were
Yeah.
We need
valuable.
to have we need to have like a full-on official regiment at this point with the Stone Brigade. It
We
would
should
be
make a mercenary
Yeah.
with
yeah,
At
just
least with a
that's-
statue erected in your honor.
like someone's gonna
Get
like
paid to go to
someone is gonna
wars
like
with-
hire us as like a whole mercenary group, and then someone is gonna like open the door at one point and see a bunch of people with leather armor and stone swords in front of the garden.
love Coco's Chaos Children.
Yes.
Sadly, Coco
True, that's a
got
great
killed
name.
before the
man.
war
Yeah,
happened. He wasn't able to participate, but
I feel like if
we
Coco
love our
was there-
queen.
if Coco was there, I feel like it would have been much greater.
10
there.
times funnier.
10
Yeah.
times funnier, yeah.
I can't wait for Emberguard because she will be on for that one.
Yeah. Oh, I'm looking forward to Emberguard. Emberguard's gonna have everyone. Like a lot.
Emberguard
yeah,
is a
for
very
sure.
flat place. It's should hopefully be easy enough to defend.
Yeah.
I know that claim like the back of my hand. That is my home.
Oh yeah.
Ah,
So, yeah, I live there.
yeah. Watch them do the same thing, and they don't even touch Emberguard. They're just like
See, if
defending
they
their
do
own
that,
ground.
we'll be prepared this time
Yes,
because
exactly.
we'll know.
Yeah, it took us a half hour to realize that they weren't fucking attacking us, and that's why
Yeah.
we like didn't technically win.
Hands were the
As
only ones attacking
far
us
as-
because they were gonna get banned.
I remember. I think it was you who said, "Guys, we've been doing this for 30 minutes. What the fuck is going on?" Like,
Yeah, it was
Even when we got there was like no one in sight
exactly. It was.
until we were like rounded a corner.
I
was
circled
weird.
the entire claim and found nobody.
I was
We had to go
Exactly.
to
There was
the
also a
Freeport.
point. There was also a point as well, like just in the middle of the battle, and then you were like, "Say hi, how are you doing?" And I'm like, "This is the battle we're
Yeah.
in."
I was
What-
starting to get friendly with
Yeah,
other people.
you were
Just
be-
saying,
you were
hey,
just-
how
you were
you
just- You were
doing?
just being friendly, like, "How you doing?" And then I'm just like, "We're in a battle for crying out loud."
There was no battle. There was wandering around.
Yeah.
That
And
was our
the
battle.
second half was just
That was a very sad battle.
Well, it was
The
the,
second
only
half was just
battle we
our army.
got. It was
The second half was the fun part.
yeah. The
Oh,
second half was just
definitely, yeah.
our entire army memeing on the AWE. I mean, the
Yeah.
fact that they got any kills at all is weird.
I saw Rage getting ganged up by about 20 different people. I jumped in as well, of course.
Yeah,
'cause it's
Me
funny.
too. Yeah.
But
Rage.
he was stuck in this little area. He had to place like redstone and TNT in order to get them to go away. I think he might have died. I don't know. I
He
was
did.
not
He
paying
did.
attention. He did?
Yeah.
Round of applause.
Yeah. If I remember correctly, I thought I saw. I think I saw his name in the thing. But he was. He ganged up on by 20 people. You can't. This is going to be a PR disaster for the AWE.
The next war
oh,
is
yeah.
going to be crazy, especially since we have 400 people in our war Discord, and they only have 150.
That's where I get good hopes
No,
for
not
the
even.
war.
Not even. It's
During,
124.
um,
It was
The
like
124.
130. Yeah.
the first battle is always the biggest. The first battle
And like
is always got
our numbers are actively increasing.
Exactly.
Like it was 300 yesterday.
the attendance on the first battle is always going to be more than the second because it kind of fizzles out. But the fact that we have the biggest war discord that any of us have ever seen, I think that we will fill attendance no matter what, even in the second battle, where attendance will be much lower.
Yeah. No, the first
And
battle.
it goes for the attackers as well. And the fact that they've lost morale, I have a feeling that maybe a couple of their PvPers won't show up again.
Yeah. Oh, they're terrified.
They
They're-
should
they're-
be.
They're horrified.
They've been sitting here saying winter is coming, or that they're gonna win this war no matter what. Yet
I
they
love
died.
the
They lost.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, their
like,
stupid I love the AWE thing. Oh my
I
God.
love the
It's not
AWE.
even. Yeah. If it was creative, I'd kind of support them a bit more.
I
But
know.
it's-
Like
Mhm.
it was.
at least ours rhymes.
I hate the AWE.
You look
Oh.
on the map, and then
Oh wait, that doesn't rhyme. Does it?
it's like you look on the maps of like
Never mind.
Eldom at this point, right? And then you see like the first thing you see when this whole thing started was the Eastern Revolts, and you're like thinking to yourself, "Holy shit, this empire is gonna collapse soon." And now you've got from like yesterday and the day before all of these nations now declaring war on the AWE. You can sort of see how everyone has sort of united themselves together under one common ideal, and that's that there's the AWE is being a little bitch in the background. Like it's to describe it in that term,
They're
of course.
totally,
Like
You,
they're
it's
actually
it's
warmongering.
it has caused that. Yeah, it has caused warmongering because you've described your entire story there, Brock. And honestly, from just being in that VC with you there and fighting alongside you, you seem to be one of the most chillest people I've seen in like the southern part of the world, and I've not been there often, like at all.
Oh,
So take that as you will. You're
nice.
quite a chill
They
person there.
my reign name was basically Brock the Eloquent. Eloquent meaning I was good with my words. I
Hmm.
convinced Eros to join. I ran Volpinia. I was the vice Valar of Volpinia before the merger, and we merged with Eros to create the Volpirium. And I convinced all of my neighbors, every single one of my neighbors, until um, I had vassalized half a continent. I never once declared war to form my empire.
Hmm.
yeah.
I did that all with my words. My speeches quite often hit well. Um, and I got into a bit of a disagreement with the AWE early on, later on in my time as a Grand Valar. But the propaganda machine of the USSE has still hurt my reputation. I'm still struggling to convince people who I am. My community and the people that I'm surrounded by know who I am and know that I was a good leader, but a lot of the outside world have only seen the propaganda of me,
Hmm.
and quite often it's tarnished.
Well,
Well, as
I think this has sort of changed you here. This is the changing point here because you've got these people that have
yeah,
served under you and they know who
yeah,
you are.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
yeah. I'm someone who served under you, and I got to say, you're a great leader. You're very nice. I respect the hell out of you. I'll be honest. You,
Here, here.
Nice. I thank you so much.
yeah,
I so the difference with the Volpirium vassalized half the continent and kept culture. All cultures were equal. I mean, the Volps kind of had a bit of preference. If you're a fox, that gave you a little bit of preference, but
yeah,
religion was never pressed, and there was internal borders. We had perfect duchies with lots of we had the dukes that spoke for their duchies and their citizens and their culture and their religions. Nothing was suppressed. It was complete freedom. The difference with AWE is they're warmongers. They'll take land just because they want to. They will
yeah,
completely suppress the cultures and the people under them. They will take their claims and they will hold their claims themselves.
yeah.
Um, People have left the server. A lot of people have left the server. They convince people to give them ownership of their discords, and then they will just ban who they don't like. If someone speaks up against them in a discord of their own, they'll ban them. And
Mhm.
that's total suppression, and I can't believe they've gotten away with that for so long. I'm
It's
so glad to see the world banding together to
yeah.
finally, push back
Everyone's
against
kind
them.
of collectively gotten
They
tired of this shit.
have
But
no internal
something,
borders. Everything is AWE. They don't want borders in their lands because everything is owned by those few councillors that are
yeah,
part of AWE High Council.
yeah.
Hmm.
Something I've noticed that's interesting. The
They use
AWE,
tons
like
of accounts to
everyone,
hold lands. All of it Lechia is owned by their alts.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah. We even
Hmm.
have a
Yeah,
proxy claim in Varntorum right
Yeah,
now, like in the center of it.
they ended up claiming an old town that used to be where Safendorf used to be before it ended up moving. Uh, and now they've decided to claim it as New Safendor under the AWE. So we've got a random claim from there, and that's probably
yeah.
going to get kicked out at some point. The king knows
But
all
so,
about it. Ashai knows all about it. It's
mhm.
it's just an irritance it's just there.
Yeah. Something interesting that I've seen. The server, like, yeah, everyone's banded together against the AWE, but like Rage of Fire's really become like the big villain
Who?
thing, and
Who?
Yeah.
it's
I've been my raid for a very long time.
yeah, because I think everyone's just kind of collectively grown tired of his shit, not just the AWE. It's his shit. Everyone's done with him.
Well, I guess
And
that's how leaders go, you know? Once they've done
I used to
something
be
that
quite close
shits.
friends with Con. Actually, Con used to be a Volper himself. Con was one of the the original Volpers in Eldham. He was one of the chancellors for Horizonte, and part of the reason that Batu joined AWE. Con and I were close friends. There's screenshots with him and I together
Con was
in
the reason.
Volpini. And now we are pitted against each other. Him and I are very much not friends anymore.
Yeah. No, he's the thing about the AWE, it's strange. Like a lot of people I've met on the server are like really nice. Like the server's got a really good community, but then like you get into the AWE government and they're all assholes. And I don't know
I
like
had
how
a
that happened.
conversation with him
There are
about
there are some sides of Stoneworks where you sort of find out that some of the leadership can be quite toxic, or there's some places in the world that you can find that they're really nice people, you know?
There's
Yeah.
a lot of places you would expect them to be really mean or scary that are
Mhm.
actually really
Oh,
nice.
for
Called
sure.
Coffee
Yeah.
and Swarm.
I was gonna say.
I
Yeah. Or like the old Volperium. I'd heard about you. I didn't know that I didn't know that was you, Brock. I didn't know that you were in charge. Like I heard that like a lot of shit about the Volperium, and I didn't necessarily believe it, but like I knew that they weren't exactly seen as the nicest people. But you, I don't know.
we
You're
a safe haven for everyone because
yeah
of the furry thing that attracted a lot of attention from people that weren't toxic. You know, we didn't have a lot of PvPers ourselves, and quite often that's a trait that comes along with some of the PvPers and war nations and stuff. We were a peaceful roleplay law nation, and the LGBTQ plus community in Volperium was the biggest. One
yeah
of the only places where it was completely free and away from the toxicity. I gambled with that community and I lost it. You know, I was quite egotistical back then, and I threw my weight around when there was nations that I felt were getting pressured by bigger nations or tyrants. I put my neck out there to step in for those small nations, and ultimately lost the community because of that.
yeah
Whereas I should have maybe turtled up a little bit more and just focused internally rather than help other
yeah
nations in the world.
When I
It's a noble
first
cause.
when I first heard that, or first saw on the maps that the Volperium Empire ended up collapsing into several smaller nations, I'm thinking to myself, when I first joined the server, I remember that nation being on the maps. And then every time when I look back on the maps, whenever I'm doing my own media stuff, I like look back and I see, oh, there's the Volperium there. And I'm just thinking, how on earth that's just like, how that's just got to there at the end of the day. And you're just, it's just history at the end of the day when you keep looking back
Yeah,
at it.
I personally
and I
remember
think the Volperium will stay in history. I don't think the Volperium will ever make a return, nor I think should it.
it's
Really
true.
don't think it should.
I remember the
The
nodes
community
part of
is
it.
split.
'Cause
so um talking about like nations collapsing, what exactly do we think is going to be the ultimate fate of the AWE? Like currently everyone fucking hates them. But what I originally thought was going to happen to the AWE was like they were going to declare war on someone dumb, like they were going to do a dumb war deck on someone stupid powerful like a shy, which they fucking did, and and then everyone was just going to be like, no, fuck that, and all their non-core territories would secede. But it seems like everyone except the Eastern Revolt guys, Sarukan, are like really are sticking with the AWE to the end. Like what do we think is gonna happen to the AWE after
Well,
this?
Asai is now war decked their capital. So after
Yeah,
the Battle of Emberbard, there will be an offensive war towards the AWE, and that won't stop until the rebels are free and everyone that they've suppressed and no longer wants to be suppressed are free. Zakmak, the leader of Volperia, Zakmak Yolkotl, my grandson, he will push back until everyone is free until Serona is exactly where Serona wants to be. There's the natives in Serona, like the USSE, Eros, Volpinia. None of these. They don't want any big powers like AWE holding empty claims like Proceed and Earnside.
Yeah.
So Zach Mack will be on a mission from here to push back. So the battle of the capital is only the beginning.
I feel like, and I feel like we might as well just all go together and see what our own individual responses are. I'm thinking that the AWE, after being clashed around by so many nations and just the matter of these few days, I get the feeling it's going to collapse. We're going to witness one of the most pivotal moments in history where a huge empire has just collapsed, frankly, by its own stupidity at this point.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I see it. We're sure, and I'm also going to see that all of the Eastern revolts that are happening, we're going to see a whole amount of new nations appearing, and they're now going to be free from the suppression that you mentioned from the AWE. I would assume that maybe the AWE would still exist in some small form, but afterwards it's going to have its own problems to deal with, as many people will probably believe this nation is not what it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I completely agree.
It's never been good.
There you
No,
go.
Even in the past, AWE has not been a great nation.
That's
They've
true.
they've always just tried to attack all the smaller nations, taking over everybody.
Yeah.
Well,
And
warm-ups are
That is
To
true.
extend on
That is true what you mentioned there with smaller nations, because we also had with it was Podogia. They mentioned that the United Oceanic Nations of Eldom, and those are quite small nations because they're only islands, of course, because they're just in the ocean. They all banded together to fight against the AWE as well. So you've got all those tiny nations as well, and also people that were in previous tiny nations, I would assume, as well, that got invaded by the AWE. You've got them all battling at them. They're trying to gain their freedom back, and today has seemed to be one of the most spontaneous moments where you have a chance to achieve that at the end of the day. You've got that chance.
The problem with AWE, like the rest of the land that is still there, is knowing it, they're probably not going to revolt or do anything like that because they're all loyalists. They are very, very loyal to the AWE.
A
All the
lot of those
land
towns are run by
that's
alts.
left isn't.
A lot of the towns are run by alts, and
Yeah.
the citizens of the towns have just kind of fucked off. The AWE, I think the AWE's death is going to be a slow and painful one.
Probably. It's gonna last months.
Yeah.
These wars are going to last months. I'm saying probably around Christmas time as well.
Are we gonna get a Christmas truce then?
I don't know if they're gonna. I don't think they're gonna.
Truce.
I highly doubt that's gonna happen.
Yeah, I don't think
Shy
they're.
and AWE have never liked each other, and AWE just gave them an excuse to war them by messing with Eros, aka a good friend of theirs.
Yeah,
So I know when Coco first heard about the war, she was talking to me about it. I said, "You're gonna talk to Gary about this, right?" And because her and Gary, good friends.
the Gary's her adopted father.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're. So I knew Ashai was gonna get involved, but I didn't realize that 20 nations are getting involved. Most public, some that aren't even public, that are just helping on the down low kind of thing. It's easy.
Like they're gonna go down, but they're not gonna go down easy because they're the AWE. They've got a lot of skilled PvPers, but we still outnumber them 4 to 1.
Not really. They don't have that many. Hence the reason they're called droids.
Yeah,
this is literally based off the Clone Wars here at this point from
Yeah,
Star Wars.
they're called droids for a reason. They have a lot of people, but they don't have great people.
They're the B1 kind. They're the B1 kind, you know.
Yeah, B1 battle droids.
Yeah.
Is Zach? Well, now that you mentioned that, this is the Clone Wars. Is Zach secretly going to like unite everyone and be like, "This is the first Galactic Empire"? Is he going to do that?
No.
These are so
I would
The
hate
first
that.
Eldon Empire.
He doesn't have.
alliance will be reorganized into the
He was one of
first.
the
I have my
so much
throat.
Into
like,
the
he will
first
never be a-
Eldon Empire.
But a safe and secure
We're gonna turn into the
society.
Horde.
The
My goodness.
horde. Oh my
We're
god,
gonna
the
become
horde.
Eldon's version of the Horde.
Oh my god.
I love democracy. I love the alliance. I ate the AWE.
I ate the AWE!
Back in my time in the Republic, I ate the AWE.
Oh man.
Uh,
They didn't stand a chance by my lightning fingers.
this war is probably one of the most fun, the coolest ones that I've ever watched. And
Yeah.
I've been here for
Yeah.
2 years.
This
I
is
didn't see, but I saw Manzig.
shit.
Hmm.
I was there while they were digging the trench. It was so much
This
fun.
is you know what I've noticed. The AWE has started a world war, but it's them versus everyone else. There is literally
Exactly.
nobody else on the AWE side except like a couple mercenary groups.
That is kind of
And
true
the
now you
few
think about
nations
it.
they're friends with. I think they're the only people on their side is Kato because essentially those nations are essentially just puppet states.
Well,
Of
Kato's just them at
AWE.
this point. Kato's just the AWE.
Exactly. They own they own Kato.
Yeah.
Ever since the Shy left, they've owned Kato because all the people there are just listen to AWE.
Mhm.
They have
AWE is
all
the big
AWE
bad.
They are just droids.
They are.
But Kato's
flag-
like, there's nothing. There's outside the AWE. There's like barely anyone in Kato. It's very
Yeah.
like they
It's
have
falling apart.
Not even
territory.
all of Kato fought for them.
No.
Look
It's-
at Iberstea, for example.
Yeah. No.
USSE was there helping us, I think. Maybe.
That is
I don't know.
that's the hand. The hands mostly.
Yeah. But I know
Yeah.
USSE was not happy about this war.
They are for Serona, and
Yeah.
the war on me. They have major regrets because it allowed other worse empires to encroach on their continent
Mhm.
as well.
I'm not exactly a fan of the AWE, but or not the AWE, the USSE, but they're like I'd rather them than the AWE.
They are still
Mhm.
Seronan motives, and they are still RP orientated
Yeah.
compared to the
The AWE,
warmongering
a bunch of
AD.
yeah.
That don't care about law, that don't care about writing, they just care about more map paint.
Exactly.
It's very fun talking to USSE people.
Oh yeah, that's
Because
so
I
fun.
mean, personally, I only know like one of them, Bredo.
Well, the USSE is kind of like they're playing up the sort of evil, I guess. I don't know if that's a good way to describe it, but they're very much like they're very dramatic.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Yeah,
Very,
like,
very-
They have their dramatic moments. I will give you that.
Mhm.
And then they have the moments where they marry Wispo all at the
Yeah.
same
I
time.
love watching
Like the
them marry
entire.
Wispo.
He's,
It's so
this
much
is the thing.
fun.
He's going to marry the entire server at this point. I swear to God.
It's more
This
than the
is
High
fine.
Queen.
Wispo's a great person. Wispo's
Yeah, great
amazing.
husband.
Wispo's great. He is. I have heard Wispo described as being on his villain arc against the AWE.
As he should. As
That's
he
so
should.
true.
As he
He
should.
should.
We're all on our villain arcs right
Okay.
now.
Exactly.
Except, like,
Let's
I feel like
take over the AWE.
yeah, we will actually eat the AWE. What is
Eat
current,
the AWE.
the current AWE territory? We should start a project to just
time to
that
eat
with
the
that rock.
AWE.
Nom, nom, nom.
One thing I've always hated about AWE is they level their cities.
Yeah, I know. Oh
Yeah.
my
Oh,
god.
yeah,
They ruin so much that could have been.
They
Like when they take territory that they've gone to war with. That's why the stakes are so high for
Yeah.
Sarukan, because when they take territory, they don't just like replace the leadership and some of the citizens. They actively level the cities. And like
Exactly. They ruined all of that lore, all of that history,
Why-
everything that
gone.
anybody had just wiped.
it's gone. I mean, like
we literally just saw, like, during the midst of the battle when we went to our own offensive instead of playing the defense, we literally saw the destruction of the housing that was there, the beautiful housing that was built, and that entire village was just decimated with TNT blocks and just built
Mhm.
with like giant walls around the entire town. It
Brigade
looked
was
They
once a
didn't care
beautiful
what they
farming
blew
town.
up.
Yeah.
they had
Lots of love
they
was put into
True.
they
per
didn't
food.
have a care. They did not have a care
And
whatsoever
No, they
what
didn't.
they left.
Even their own
Names.
homes, like
no,
genuinely.
no, because it's one of the empty cities that they just
Yeah,
have for the sake of having.
one that's on Rage's
Yeah.
alt. It's not even a city that's important to them. They
No,
don't
it's
care about it. That's why they used it
Yes.
for Deck Winter
Yes.
Rose.
I know. It's this city with history and people that used to live there and be loyal, like friendships that formed there, and everything just gone, wiped by the AWE and their bullshit. And
Mhm.
it's crazy that they have been doing this for like years, for about like a year and a half now, and they just have
Yeah.
gotten away with it.
They have been
I'm
doing this for a very long time.
Yeah.
There is a old
They're
protector of them called the Hegemony of Montreal, and this is the one thing that got me in the most trouble because I stood up for the citizens of Montreal because they were sick of the AWE suppression, and this is what led to the downfall of the Volperium because I stood up for Montreal when I probably should have kept my nose out of it. The citizens reached out to me and showed me their treaty, which I'll quote here: a protectorate, right? So that is, how would you see a protectorate? It would be a nation that's, they can't do their own diplomacy, but you'll protect them. So they can't make their own allies, but they rely on you and your allies for protection.
Yeah.
Now, in their protectorate treaty, it's written the hegemony of Montreal will be a permanent protectorate of the AWE. The AWE has the right to choose who the sovereign of Montreal is. The AWE recognizes Gangster Pimp as the sole sovereign of Montreal. That's not a protectorate, that's a puppet. They get to
Yeah.
pick who the leader of that protectorate is.
That is
Yeah.
the
Or-
definition
yeah.
of a puppet state right
Oh my
there.
goodness.
You've literally just
It
Yes.
is.
I
signed
stuck my neck
someone.
out for Montreal, be in a lot of trouble.
You had every
It,
you had every right there to like put your
no,
voice out
that's
and show that. Like, you literally like pointed out that that was literally a puppet state right there, not a protectorate like they were trying to
Yes.
describe. They put their
yeah.
own person with their own like agenda onto their leadership.
Mhm.
That's not how a protectorate works. Not at
No,
all.
it's not. A protectorate is a military pact, not
Yes.
a governmental one. You don't. It's an hey, if you guys get attacked, we'll help you out. It's not. You guys belong to us. Go fuck yourselves. It's
Yeah.
Once you join AWE, you never truly leave because they will never
well, we're
let you
leaving.
go.
We're leaving. We're
Yeah.
leaving. Fuck that.
Now that AWE's dying,
Yeah,
people can finally go free.
exactly.
But like Sulia, for example, when they went under AWE and then came back, AWE just saw them as still AWE, but
No, it's
just
it's tough. And I swear to God, there was this early, like, I think it was like a few days after Sarukan seceded. Um, one of our guys was listening to an AWE government meeting in which Rage was speaking at, and he said that yeah, no, we're gonna, this isn't gonna be a problem. We're gonna take back Sarukan. We're going to level their towns. We're gonna replace their government. It's gonna be okay. Nothing's gonna, like, he said it so casually. It's so weird.
because he does this a lot.
Yeah.
Have you? I don't know how many of y'all have seen, because I know they made an ENAD about it. But the thing with Adlechia,
Hmm.
where
Oh, I've
Rage
heard
said,
this
"We
mentioned.
own you. You're
Yeah.
gonna fight these people," and then they lose the battle.
You know, I remember I was like talking. I was like posting like anti AWE memes and like Elda memes, and this one guy, unpaid AWE worker, who's always active, always never not active. He's always there responding to my shit, and it's kind of funny at this point. But he'll go. He said to me, and he was like, yeah, no, we're gonna kick you guys' asses. I'm like, we outnumber you 4-1. And he was like, do you see any Atlechians? I'm like, no. And he's like, that's because they don't exist anymore.
Oh,
Wait, so
wow.
basically they've just killed off their entire civilization there.
They really are just playing map
I've,
painter.
I've had my war with Alechia too. I bet Alechia in a defensive war, just north of Proceed, in a city called Lazodi. Was one of the most decisive wars in Eltan.
Lazodi. That's
Lazodi's
new capital.
Yes, yeah, there you go. It is too. So the Battle of Lazodi was one of the most decisive. You'll still see remnants of the war.
Yeah, it's a beautiful
battle.
city. Like government
That
buildings.
was against
great.
And it let go. He targeted me pretty hard too.
But it's just everything about this whole situation is very cathartic. I think that's the best way that I can describe it. It's like the AWE is finally getting their just desserts, and we're all laughing.
We
are
better.
Yeah.
Just a little idea just for you, Tim. Instead of talking about the war, since we've been talking about the war for the past 46 minutes and 15 seconds. So I was wondering if you'd like to, just to make this a bit more interesting for maybe the next 15 minutes or so, you can talk about random questions to us, just to make things interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I was thinking of doing some one-on-one interviews with you guys if you were interested in that at some point. But
just as like an end sort of thing.
Yeah, way to end it. A more like lighthearted.
Yeah, more or less. Just because we've been talking about the war and such, and even though it's basically the start of the war here, it's nice to lighten it up. Just to give it a nice ending.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, but
get to know about your interviewees more.
Yeah. So you guys are all in some position of political prominence. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not anymore. No.
Really? What do you do now, bro?
When I come back to Stoneworks, I wanted nothing to do with politics. I wanted to avoid politics altogether. Obviously, I managed to find myself right in the middle of it all again.
That's Stoneworks.
I'm getting married to Coco.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, it is. I'm getting married to Coco. We're gonna have a family, and that's gonna be my law. If you want wholesome ending,
you better invite us to the wedding then.
Yeah,
it will be a very big wedding. The ship that we just moved from Lazodi is getting put in Valhalla, and we're holding it there. Obviously, the war had put the wedding on hold. We would have hopefully been having it soon, but the wars have
war wedding
delayed it.
War wedding. Hold it in the middle of the battle. Hold it.
Wedding.
No, hold it at Stegenberg.
I held it all.
Hold it
during the battle.
Hold it in the capital of the AWE as a victory.
Yeah.
Victory wedding right there.
Yeah. Just during the battle.
Oh yeah.
It's like that scene. It's like that scene from the third movie of the Pirates of the Caribbean. No.
Yeah.
No one.
Wishbone married someone right before the battle.
I haven't watched in years.
Oh my god.
Why is Wishbone married? Is that why does he do that? Does anyone know? Does he just
marry so many people? I don't know. He just does. We don't question. We just don't question.
Sometime. It's been hard to find a partner, so I think he's like the right partner. So I think he's just.
He's getting the whole server married at this point. There will be no player on this server that has not seen the wrath of him marrying instantly at this point.
I'm the tree keeper of Eldham. like noble families, and I'm not updating the tree with this.
Oh god.
Oh god.
It's just gonna
Vavantorium.
be, you're just gonna have
Yeah.
like Wispo, and then you're gonna have to like make it for every single fucking person, which is about like how many people are on the server. Hold on, like on the Stoneworks server, you've got like if I just check real quickly on like the amount of people you've got here, like
It's a good
Oh,
one.
it's a lot.
you're gonna have to update it to 59,243 users if that's the case.
Currently sitting just over 600 people on the tree.
Well, good luck.
Yeah.
You've got a few thousand more to go.
But these people
Just
have
like
to
you
as
just have to
part
add
of the
like
role.
at least 2 more people. Just at least 2.
Just 2
At
more.
least 2 more.
2 more.
Yeah.
I'm
At least.
added to that list now, by the way, including
Oh,
Tater,
true.
including I
Yeah.
think Bread as well.
Huh?
Are you married to Whisper as well?
Maybe.
Fucking knew it.
Listen,
No, you don't need to explain
I
yourself.
love marrying my friends.
Is
just so I
marrying
can
Whisper
them
like
apart.
is marrying Whisper like a prerequisite for political prominence?
Yes.
Like is that
I mean,
If
I
you
don't
marry
have to
Whisper,
make
you're
political
just
prominence.
Hey,
as
look,
simple as that.
I've-
Whisper's amazing.
I've literally like discussed with Whisper that I would literally do like a media like video promotional video thing for him on his like Science Corp thing that he's got.
Oh,
And
true.
I like I have mentioned that to him, but however, I have not had the time to do it at the moment, so I'm like waiting for the right time to actually do the recordings and such and think of how to do this, because apparently the facility he has is not entirely finished yet. As
No,
far-
it's
yeah.
under construction.
Yeah,
I don't know.
so I guess I think it'd be best for me to wait for a little while longer. I'll keep mentioning the idea to him here and there. I was about to burp there, but I didn't. That was, oh god.
Good job. Good job.
Oh, dude, it's that cider, man. It's that cider I had during the battle. I feel great.
I was eating
Oh, you may have been
Chicken
eating.
Alfredo.
I was being the drunk Scotsman of the battle, honestly.
I was eating chicken Alfredo for the
Good-
entire first half.
Good old
I was drinking
good old
soup.
good old Swedish cider of the Nordic berry.
Oh man.
I got trapped
So-
in a hole for like a good 5 minutes of the battle, and I remember Ragify just walking past, shaking his head at me, and then walking on. It's not even bothering. Just, yeah.
So everyone here except Brock has some kind of government position, right? Like
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
respective regions. Fly, what do you do?
Just give me a moment.
going in
real
alphabet.
quick. Just give me a moment, real quickly.
Okay.
Oh god.
Oh,
Has to get his list out.
oh god.
Not the list.
I guess I'm an advisor in like Volpinia. I own the server. I advise them a little bit and help with other politics with say like Valyria or Eros if needed.
Yeah.
But
How do you
no
pronounce
official title.
Valyria, by the way? Is it Valyria?
Valyria, yeah.
Okay. Lukey, you're wrong. I know you're listening.
Right.
You gotta remember, Brock's Australian. He's got that accent.
Best, the best accent. I would say the best accent in this room at this point. Sorry.
Oh,
There you
Best
go.
oh,
accent.
oh dear.
Me just being the
Thank you.
casual flirt there. My goodness. My apologies there. But oh well. Oh, I don't hear any complaints, so you know, I'm just gonna let that slide there.
I'm telling your wife.
So
It's not.
She won't mind. She will
I'm
not.
telling your wife.
She will not mind at
eloquent.
all,
It's not
just for
like
one
words on
casual
tape.
flirt. If I get pinged by her, I swear to God, I'm going to get murdered. And it was been nice having this interview. Okay. Right. Okay, I'm back fully for now. There we go. Right.
Alright.
My position is the Dread Warden, which is basically the person who does all the law stuff and such. My other job, however, with the Varntorm government is with the Varn Broadcasting Corporation, like I mentioned. So that's my media outlet. So I've recently done this documentary stuff within a shy. However, I've had that in a bit of a halt because I've been busy with other things and planning other projects in the process. So it just takes a bit of my time. So I sort of just left that on halt for the time being. So there we go. I'm quite happy with what I'm doing so far.
Yeah, it sounds fun. Brad, what do you do?
I am an overlord in the swarm.
Wispo, what the Wispo just married.
No.
No, Whistle married Quill and Jamie.
Oh,
Quill
Yeah.
and Jamie got
okay.
married.
Yeah, Quill and Jamie got married. And Wispo
Quill's
was
already married. Whistle's already married to Quill.
Cut. We're on this conversation already. Let's move on.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Brad, what do you do?
I am an overlord in the swarm. I run and own the mushroom district in the Overmind.
The Swarm, aren't they the
Yes, the swarm.
The bugs.
We are the bugs. We're the ones who live down in a massive cave. We're also pretty known for our RP and raiding. We raid a lot of people, or we did a lot.
You guys almost
We
sliced
are
my head
actively-
last time.
Listen,
Look,
if you can't defend yourself,
look,
you might as well just die.
No, I did. I
So
offered
true.
honey, and they said this guy
You
can live.
offered something that we have millions of.
Yeah, now,
Millions?
now, but not then.
No, we have millions worth of honey.
Oh,
We have a lot of bee stuff. Before they messed up all the bee things, we had massive bee farms. We were great. We are great.
The self-confidence,
We're seen as a
the self-confidence implied there.
we're seen as a pretty PvP heavy group, but we really aren't. A lot of people
she says after talking about how much she raids everyone all the time.
we did, but our rating was RP rating.
Right.
We
Oh.
Yeah.
kidnapped
Oh,
people,
yeah.
and then we tried to convert them to the swarm. That's how we got more members.
Hmm.
Because in the Overmind we have 6 towers, and one of them is inclusion. We include everybody. We have one of death, entropy, time, inclusion. I can't remember all of them, but I know a big one that we focus on is death, and it's don't get upset when you die, because it's simple as that. Just don't get upset when you die.
Yeah.
A lot of people see us as really scary, really mean. No, we are very chill. We're very nice. Stop by, say hi.
It's just very threatening
We're
when you point
we're
a sword at
great.
us.
We're a pretty great community. We're actually really nice.
Yeah.
You guys are pretty nice over there. I will
Yeah.
give you that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people are terrified of Bugman. Bugman is great.
It's nice.
Probably one of the nicest nation leaders I've ever met.
Bugman.
Oh yeah, Bugman just
Oh,
hopped into the and was like, "Hey, I'm stealing your shit." Bye.
Tater, remember when Bugman interrupted our meeting with the lords in Aramith?
Oh yeah, he just appeared.
They just appeared with someone else, and they were just sitting in the seats, and they were like, "I hope you guys aren't X-raying in here."
I think it was Quill.
Oh, it was Code. Yeah, him and Code going off because they're both senior mods now. So they've
Yeah.
been going off on the X-rayers.
I mean, it was quite hilarious how they just magically appeared out of nowhere, just like you guys haven't been X-raying in here, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're great.
I remember when the swarm was just a
Code's
bunch
also
of.
an overlord.
So Tater, what do you do?
I do a lot right now. I used to work for the Vantoran government as well, alongside Fly. Well, before Fly, sorry. As
Yeah.
like the HR guy. I did a lot of human resources for the
He
government.
was the best human resources we ever had.
Thank you. Now I
HR.
own a few businesses around the place, but I've recently got into some merking with Meow and Italian and Nazarene. Shout out to Forks for letting me in. A great guy, and also a great group that he owns. You should definitely join it. Shameless shill. Other than that, I recently joined Vulpinia and Underball. So yeah,
I wonder who influenced you there.
mainly business now.
Whisper. Anyway,
I loved being a part of the Varn government. It was so much fun.
It was.
well, there we go.
So, yeah.
You have got, my good sir, a good hour of recording right now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. This was a lot of fun.
this
This
was
is great.
very entertaining. Yeah.
Great talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Good talk.
If you're still up to doing those solo interviews, I'd be happily to oblige.
yeah. If any of you guys want to do solo interviews, I'll give you the future guest role, and we'll start working on the schedule. I got to interview Francis.
I thought you cut off and you said France for me there.
Oh, I have to interview Francis.
Yes. No, we're
Oh.
interviewing France.
I
Yes,
also figured.
I'm going to go down to France, and I'm going to collectively interview every single person.
Up to Paris!
And the other question I'm going to ask is, quoi?
They're just gonna end up speaking Spanish for you, like, if we don't understand.
Yeah.
Oh, I seem to be in the wrong country.
No
Whoops.
hablo francés. Yeah.
Well, there we go.
Yeah, there we go. Hey, it was great talking to y'all. I'm glad
Yeah, you
y'all
too.
stopped by to do this. Yeah. We all collectively ate the AWE and shall continue to do so.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Is there a way that you sign this off before I stop hitting the recording button?
Not really. Just say bye.
Oh, well, that'll do.
Bye.